Wanted, Flynn Rider. Princess Rapunzel and Flynn Rider were visiting their friends at the Snuggly Duckling. Rapunzel was learning how to play the piano from hook hand. Flynn was learning interior design. He was less excited than Rapunzel. "A little to the right," Gunther said. "The right? Really?" Flynn asked as he moved a vase. Suddenly the door flew open. It was the noble horse Max, followed by 2 royal guards. Max sadly held up a wanted poster in his mouth. It had a picture of Flynn. "Anyone else getting a sense of deja vu?" Flynn asked. "It looks like they think you stole my tiara again," Rapunzel said as she read the warrant for Flynn's arrest. "What? I didn't do anything. Why does everyone always think it's me?" Flynn said. Rapunzel just looked at him. "Well, I guess they might have a few reasons," Flynn said. The guards explained that late the night before, someone who looked just like Flynn had sneaked into the castle and stolen Rapunzel's tiara right from underneath the guards' noses. There were witnesses all over town who said they had seen Flynn running away from the scene of the crime. The guards had no choice but to arrest Flynn. "Don't worry," Rapunzel said. "We'll clear this whole thing up. You'll be back to interior designing in no time." "Hurry," Flynn said as the guards led him away. "And don't let Gunther move the vase." The door shut behind Max, the guards, and Flynn. "What are we going to do?" Hook Hand asked Rapunzel. Rapunzel looked at all her friends in the Snuggly Duckling. She was worried. She knew Flynn hadn't stolen the tiara, but she would have to prove it. "Let's go back to town. It's time to investigate," Rapunzel said. Later that day, Rapunzel and her friends reached Corona and questioned the townspeople. The town was abuzz with news and theories about the theft of the tiara. "I heard that Flynn Rider stole it to give to a princess from a faraway land," the shopkeeper told Bruiser. "Oh, please," said Rapunzel. A baker said he heard Flynn was trading the tiara for his freedom from an evil magician. And a gardener said that Flynn was going to use the tiara to buy a ship and sail far, far away. "He'd never do that," Rapunzel said. "He hates sailing." Many people swore that they had seen Flynn the night before. The librarian had spotted Flynn sneaking around by the paint shop. A sailor was sure he had seen Flynn down by the docks. "But how do you know it was him?" Rapunzel asked the sailor. "The thief was wearing a green vest just like Flynn always wears," the sailor said matter-of-factly. "Besides, he's stolen the tiara before." "But he couldn't have been at the paint shop and the docks. They're on opposite sides of town, and there aren't 2 Flynns," Rapunzel said. "Plus, the last time he stole the tiara, he had help." Rapunzel turned to her friends. She was starting to suspect who might really be behind the theft. But to clear Flynn's name, they would have to catch the true criminals. "I think I have a plan," Rapunzel said, drawing everyone into a tight huddle. "Now, listen closely." Rapunzel and her friends rushed to the castle to tell the king and queen her plan. "First, I need the royal messengers to tell the town we're moving all the royal jewels to the throne room to protect them," Rapunzel said. "Then I need you to send Max and all his guards on an important mission out of town." "But then everyone will know that the castle and all the jewels are undefended," the king and queen said together. "Exactly," Rapunzel smiled. The sun began to set, and the townspeople watched in amazement as Max led all his guards out of the city gates. "They must be going to find the princess's tiara," the gardener told the town librarian. The royal messengers told everyone that the kingdom's jewels had been moved to the castle's throne room. With everything in one place, the precious treasure would be easier to protect, especially from evil magicians, the baker told the gardener. Soon it was time for everyone in the castle to go to sleep. It had been a long, eventful day, and everyone was tired. Without any of the guards in the castle, there was no one to notice 2 shadowy figures crawling over the roof. And there were no guards to see those same 2 figures lower a rope into the dark throne room and slowly climb down. The thieves were back to steal the royal jewels. The 2 people softly landed on the floor of the throne room. They quietly walked toward the center of the room looking for the royal jewels. But the room was empty. "I don't understand," said a gruff voice. "Where are all the jewels?" Suddenly the room was full of light. Rapunzel and her friends ran out of hiding. It had been a trap all along. In the harsh light of her lantern, Rapunzel saw the figures were dressed in matching green vests just like Flynn's. But she wasn't fooled for a moment. As Attila and Hook Hand restrained the criminals, Rapunzel removed their brown wigs to reveal the Stabbington brothers. "How did you know we'd be here?" the Stabbington brothers asked Rapunzel. "I knew that the idea of getting more jewels would be too tempting for you to pass up," Rapunzel said, "even when you'd seen all the guards leave the city. You didn't know that I had a scary group of thugs to help me out." Rapunzel explained to her friends how the Stabbington brothers had disguised themselves as Flynn to hide their true identities. That's why the townspeople had seen Flynn in so many different places. There had been 2 of them. "We knew that you would get to the bottom of this, Rapunzel," the Queen said, giving her daughter a hug. Rapunzel smiled. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business in the dungeon." With Flynn's name cleared, Max and Rapunzel personally freed him from jail. "I left the room warm for you," Flynn told the Stabbington brothers as Hookhand and Vladimir locked them up. "Now there's only one mystery left to solve. Where is my tiara?" Rapunzel asked the Stabbington brothers. "I can get my frying pan if I have to." "Boys, be careful," Flynn said. "You do not want to be on the wrong end of Rapunzel's frying pan. Believe me, I know." "It's right here," said one of the brothers, pulling the tiara from beneath his vest. "After we stole all the jewels, we were planning to go to the docks and sail to a faraway land." "Not anymore," Flynn said as he took the tiara and placed it on Rapunzel's head. "That's better." To celebrate solving the mystery, everyone went back to the Snuggly Duckling for a welcome back party. "Be honest, you were a little nervous," Rapunzel said to Flynn. "Me? Nervous? Never. I'm Flynn Rider. I've sailed to distant lands to see fair princesses and battled evil magicians. Adventure is my life," Flynn said with a wink. "Good thing, too," Gunther said, "because you're a terrible interior designer." Rapunzel laughed. It was good to be among friends. The end.